Hi. Today I'd like to ask the question, what if men menstruated or the transition to womanhood was celebrated? Well, in 1986, Gloria Steinem, an American feminist journalist and social political activist, famously asked what society would be like if menstruation were not taboo but valued because it was something that happened to men. In which case, she proposed, men would brag about how long and how much. Young boys would talk about it as the envied beginning of manhood. Gifts, religious ceremonies, family dinners, and stag parties would mark the day. Sanitary supplies would be federally funded and free. Of course, some men would still pay for the prestige of such commercial brands as Paul Newman tampons, Muhammad Ali's rope-a-dope pads, John Wayne's maxi pads, and Joe Namath Jock shields for those light Bachelor days. Joe Namath was an American football quarterback, and of course these celebrity references are a bit dated now. Gloria went further, saying statistical surveys would show that men did better in sports and won more Olympic record medals during their periods. Medical schools would limit women's entry. They might faint at the sight of blood. She ends her essay with an invitation. I leave further improvisations up to you. Well, I've taken up Gloria's challenge, imagining just such scenarios for a young woman experiencing her first period in a novel I'm writing. Here's an excerpt. Imagine a little sitting room annexed to a bedroom. Aurelia, my main protagonist, enters. She kneels down before a large antique trunk, which looks like a prop stolen from Pirates of the Caribbean. Aurelia fishes in her bathrobe pocket and brings out a small, thick envelope sealed with red wax and stamped with a pomegranate motif. She breaks the seal and a brass key slips out. This is turned in a padlock and she heaves open the trunk's curved lid. Lips slightly parting, her eyes light up at the interior, which is lined with Chinese wallpaper, figured with flowers and birds. And there's a stack of tissue-wrapped passages. Her hands spring to the biggest, but she puts that to one side since underneath are smaller boxes that answer to more pressing needs. A dark pink rectangular box is lifted out. The brand name, Marilyn Maxi Pads, shines gold in the light from the window. Aurelia dashes into her bathroom, then reappears dressed in jeans and a hoodie with her bathrobe over her arm. She scampers downstairs and moments later there's the whining of a washing machine. Aurelia comes back and kneels in front of the trunk once more. She sizes the most substantial package, but interrupts herself, this time to set up her phone for videoing the opening of her presents. When satisfied with the angle of shot, She stands up and tears away tissue which flutters as she shrugs off her hoodie and swings on a ruby red biker jacket. The cerise lining glints with lotus buds and tiny moon motifs. She kisses the gift card, sets it on the windowsill, and turning about poses for a full-length mirror. The back of the jacket features a no entry sign with a trompe-l'oeil rip through which a wolf prizes its muzzle and forepaw. The wolf is stuck with its tongue lolling. Aurelia takes off her jacket and returns to the trunk. There's the crackle of cellophane being unwrapped from a bucket. Her fist waves a Bollinger bucket and she clunks a champagne flute against it. Next, the lid of a jewellery box. Its musical is opened, and over birdsong, Aurelia reads aloud. Female robins sing to defend their territory. 3 cards emerge. The first contains a gift voucher for a girls' night out, while the other 2 offer a choice of restaurant for a family dinner. Next, she examines a post tag attached to a sack. The handwritten note says, "Honey badgers are resourceful, ingenious, courageous, pugilistic, and have a self-confidently blithe sense of humour. Here's a honey badger belly warmer for cramps." Grinning, Aurelia hugs this to her chest while reaching into the trunk again to a flat, beribboned box and pulls out silk red for red days lingerie. Except the panties are dark purple with black lace waistbands. Aurelia wriggles out of her jeans to change her knickers and switch over the Marilyn maxi pads. More classy boxes of prestige, celebrity sanitary bands for sports days or lights days are unpacked and then replaced inside the trunk. Then a bulbous silver heart-shaped locket is opened, found empty, and returned back inside its velvet drawstring bag. Then a kit for making a mould is examined, which includes powdered plaster of Paris. Aurelia holds this up to her phone camera and reads from an information slip. Use this to make an impression of your vulva. Then Lydia Reeves, a British female body casting artist, will use it to make a cast. Then a piece of rose crystal will be laser cut from that, which in turn will be mounted inside the locket, and this will be formally presented to you at a blessing ceremony. Aurelia pauses. There's one last package, and as she lifts this out, its wrapping comes undone. It's a Persian brocade silk with silver and gold threads. Boe, so old, it has travelled the Silk Road. The silk drops away from a dinky green leather-bound book. The cover has leather ties, which Aurelia pulls undone. She begins leafing through thick, creamy pages, then starts to read the illuminated instructions for her initiation into womanhood ceremony. And this is the content of the next episode. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.